Welcome to day 5 of our Bahamas basketball virtual camp. You've made it all the way through the week, so you should be proud of yourself. Today, we're going to work on our post work. Post is good for all players to learn, whether you be a guard or a big. This can be very beneficial to you in different parts of your game, so don't skip out on it. With that being said, let's get into today's workout. For our first workout, we're going to work on our hook shots. So right now, I have my tennis ball. You don't have to use one if you don't want, but if you want some added accountability, this is a great tool to use, or even something maybe a little heavier like a medicine ball. That way, it'll force you to hold on to the ball a little bit longer with both hands, and also it can add a little bit of instability and give you a little bit of game-like characteristics when it comes to contact. So right now, what we're going to do, you will be in the low post on either block. If you don't have a basket, again, perfectly fine, just work on your technique. So we're going to toss the ball out to ourselves, put a little bit of backspin on it. We're going to hop out with 2 feet and catch an athletic stance. From here, we're going to turn both ways on both blocks, okay, to the middle and towards the baseline. So we're going to turn, we're going to pivot, and we're going to turn and hook shot with the ball, okay? So we're going to get our arm going up, and we're going to hook it over our shoulder, okay? We're going to jump off 2 feet right now. So you're going to go, throw it up, catch, and then you're going to turn and hook, okay? Notice that I'm pivoting off of 1 foot. I'm not doing a 1 foot hook shot right now. We're just working on a 2 foot hook. And that will go for 10 reps each way on each block. Or you can go for time. Next up, we have our up and unders. So this is a good counter out of your hook shot. If you can get your defender to start biting on that hook shot, because maybe you made that shot a few times, now you can start getting into up and under for an easy layup. Again, I have my tennis ball. You don't have to use it if you don't want. So what we're going to do, same process. We're going to spin the ball out to ourselves, we're going to pump, catch on 2 feet. The reason this is important is because that way we can pivot either way. So we're going to go, just like we were about to shoot our hook shot, going to turn, fade up, step through, and finish, okay? So again, opposite way, it'll look like this. I throw it out, I catch, I fade up, I step through, and I finish, okay? You can jump off 1 or 2 feet on this, but I would recommend that you jump off of 2 feet just because a lot of referees call being able to catch, go, and jump like this. They might call it a travel, even though it shouldn't be called a travel. They do call it a travel. So it would be better if you caught, went up, and jumped off of 2, okay? So that's just knowing referees, knowing how they call it. The rule book does say that you can lift your pivot foot to pass or shoot, but for some reason it's still called a travel. I'm not sure why, but like I said, know your referees. Know your leagues. Okay, we're going to go 10 reps each way on each block. Next, we have our drop steps. So with our drop step, we're going to set up the same way on the low block. We're going to throw it out to ourselves, hop to it with 2. And this time, we're going to reach back with our foot. Okay, and as we reach, we want to turn our head so that we can get a good turn and get our hips turning at the same time. We don't want to just reach back. Okay, we want to reach and turn so that we can get here. When we do this, I don't want you to dribble with 2 hands. Okay? Because because you have to take a dribble on this, because once you step, turn and finish. Okay? So when we do that, I don't want you to dribble with two hands, because if you do that and you want to counter, now you're pretty much done in the water. You can't counter. So I want you to take that dribble with one hand. I want you to go. So as you catch, down, I want you to step through here. And then you can pick up on the last step. Okay? Don't pick up too early, because some of the things we'll be doing after this, you will see that we have some counters out of this. And if you take that dribble with two hands, you can't counter. Okay? So make sure that you're taking that dribble with one hand. That way you can keep your dribble alive. Going for 10 reps each way on each block. Or you can go for 10. Now we're going to put together our drop steps and our up and unders. So for this, what we're going to do, again, we're going to throw the ball out to ourselves, off on two. We're going to drop step, as we did here. Okay? Instead of going right up for a layup like we did before, when we drop step, it's going to drop, pick up, show the ball, rip through, and go up and under. Okay? So next week, it'll be the same thing. I hop, I drop step, I come up, and rip through, and jump. Okay? Again, you should be able to jump off of one, but most referees will call it a travel, so I'd encourage you to jump off of two. You can go 10 reps each way, on each side, all the time. Next, we have the same thing, but this time we're going to change the order. So instead of going drop step into our up and under, we're going to go up and under into our drop step. So it'll be the same process. Still going to go, toss it out to ourselves, up to it with 2 feet. Then we're going to go up, going to rip through, go under. We realize that we don't have that layup. Now we're going to take that dribble, and then we're going to drop step, there, and then finish. Okay? So make sure when you're doing this, you're finishing on the outside hand. Going the opposite way, it's the same thing. Gonna go, catch it. Gonna go up, rip through under. It's not there. 1, 2, finish. Okay? 10 to 20 reps each way on each side, or you can go for 10. For our last workout of the day, we're going to go into a face-up, right into our drive. So for this one, I want you to finish with a reverse if you have a basket. If not, again, just shoot a ghost layup. So right now, if we face up in the low post, okay, so when I say low post, if you didn't know, this area right here is the low post right by the block. So if I'm in the low post, I'm going to go, I'm going to catch, I'm going to rip through. So I'm going to face up, I'm going to take a reverse pivot. So I'm going to take this foot, I'm going to reverse it. that close, and finish on the same side of the basket. So right now I want you to work on your reverse, that way you're also working on different finishes, okay? Same thing when we go to the left hand side. Go here, toss it up. I'm going to now take this top foot again. I'm going to swing through and dribble. 1, 2. I can reverse. I can use either hand for my reverses, okay? You can play with either hand and work on both. Again, 10 to 20 reps going each way on each side, or you can go for 10. That concludes day 5 of our Bahamas basketball camp. These drills, we want you again to work on them every day, okay? You can never get too much skill work. Work on them every day. Even if you're not good at them, once you get good, you'll start to feel more accomplished with yourself and you'll know that your game is getting better. With that being said, I'm giving you guys some bonus content that you can also work on, so feel free to go ahead and get those workouts in also. It was great having you guys here. We hope to see you next year.